Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, double line to the Apostle GMS. This I'm Nawa Allah coming at you in the video. And in this video, I'm going to focus on the book of James, chapter 3, verse 13, about how you're supposed to conduct yourself if you've been endued with knowledge. So let's get right to it. James 3 and 13. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let's look at that up in the Greek. Endued with knowledge.
Strong's G 1990 epistemo.
Epistemo. Intelligent. Experience. One having the knowledge of an expert. So that's what it means. Intelligent experience. One having the knowledge of an expert, says knowing, skilled. So it means intelligent experience. One having the knowledge of an expert. So when it says, who is a wise man and endowed with knowledge among you? What it's really saying is, who is a wise man who is intelligent, experienced, one that has knowledge of an expert among you? Let him show out of good conversation, meaning manner, life, your conduct, his works. So it's going to show in his conduct with meekness of wisdom. Meekness meaning humility. So it's going to be shown with meekness of wisdom. It's going to be shown humility, not with pride or boastfulness. Why? Because the knowledge that we have is not of our own selves. We got it by way of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Okay? So you're going to be able to tell this man by his conduct. Doing the work, coming out to camp, in the spirit. You're going to watch him. You got to understand, like, brothers is watching each other. When I say watching each other, I don't mean, you watch that dude over there, he wicked. When I say watch each other, I don't mean by like that. But brothers that's in among one another presence, you watching, but you see certain things. You see certain traits, you pick up on certain things. I'm saying, and you know if somebody's doing something to the spirit. You know what I mean? So these are things that people are going to see. Remember the scripture says Psalm 37:37, mark ye the perfect man, for in the end of him is life. I'm not quoting verbatim, but that's Psalms 37:37 if I'm not mistaken. So let's keep going. James chapter 3 verse 18. My little children, let us love not in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. So we're not supposed to love in word or in tongue. We're not supposed to just say, oh yeah, I love this person, I love that person. All right, I'll just look at some words up. Yeah, not supposed to just show it in word in your speech, but in deed and in truth, which links right back to what we read in James 3 and 13. You got to show in good conversation your works, man. So you can't just talk about it, you got to be about it. You know what I mean? And you got to be humble with it as well. You got to pray the Most High to give you that humility. Because a person that's intelligent, experienced, or one who has the knowledge of an expert, if you understand the scriptures, you know you're supposed to be humble. Because what we received is not of our own selves. It was given to us by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And that's something that we got to always remember. And that's something that a lot of people tend to forget. Okay? And hereby we know that we are the truth and shall assure our hearts before Him. See? Hereby we know that we are of the truth. So that's mandatory. And shall assure our hearts before Him. We're going to word assure.
Strong's G 3982.
Pytho. Persuade. To make friends of. To win one's favor, gain one's goodwill, or to seek to win one, strive to please one. That's how we know our hearts are sure before Him, or our hearts have found favor before Him. See, to win one's favor, that's right there. To please one, that's how we know we're pleasing Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. I mean, if you got a brother who's around and he's a drunkard and he always, starting trouble, and you got like, what's up with this guy, man? I mean, okay. James 1:22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So we just can't. We gotta be doers of the word, not just hearers. Because you got a lot of people out there, they just hear the word. They hear it, but they're not doing. They're deceiving their own selves. They think they're righteous, they think they're in the truth, but they're really not. They're hearing it, but they're not doing it. And it's not foremost, because the Most High didn't give it to most people. He only give it to a select few. And it's too much. When it comes to the truth, it's too much discipline for a lot of people, man. They can't. You gotta go out and teach. You gotta do videos. You gotta be outside for hours teaching. You can't do this, can't do that. You can't do nothing. Guess what? It's just too much restrictions. But the world has no restrictions. The truth does. And if you a doer of the word, not a hearer, if you um a hearer of the word and not a doer, you deceiving your own self. You thinking you in the faith, you think you in the truth, but you're really not. You got a lot of guys out there that's really think they're in the truth. Years ago, I remember 34th Street, you had a gang of guys that was always out there every Saturday. 12, 14, 15 guys. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a hangout spot for a lot of them cats. Even when it was raining, it'll be 8, 9, 10, 11 guys. And they used to be out there like the whole camp. They used to be out there for hours. You know what I'm saying? But those guys were heroes of the word. Because most of them guys didn't join the camp. And some of the guys come around for a little while, they just phase out. Titus 2:7. In all things showing thyself a pattern of good works. So going back to James 3:3, 3:13, where it says, if any man among you be endued with knowledge, right? And we got to show forth, good conversation and works. Guess what? This links right up with that. In all things showing thyself a pattern of good works. See? So everything we do in all things got to be a pattern. A pattern is something that's repeated, something that's consistent. So you're going to see this level of consistency with these people that's endued with this knowledge, that's intelligent, that's experienced, that has knowledge of an expert. You're going to see a pattern of good work. Oh, he did this, he did that, he did that, he did this, he did that. Is there going to be little to nothing you can really say about him? And none of us are perfect. Oh, his brother, he normally on time, but he been coming late these past couple weeks. I don't know. Well, maybe he got something to do. Something could have came up. Maybe he missed camp for 2 weeks. He had work on Saturday. Maybe this, maybe that. But when you look at all of the track record of all that he's done, you're like, that ain't nothing. Maybe he got something going on that he can't come out on time. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So in all things showing us of a pattern of good works, and doctrine showing uncorruptness. So the doctrine is not supposed to be corrupt. That's why we have a term called unadulterated truth. It's like alcohol that's with no chaser. There's no ice to dilute the potency of alcohol. There's no orange juice to dilute the potency of alcohol. So the doctrine is supposed to be uncorrupt, meaning it's supposed to be without mixture. It's supposed to be the flat out truth. Not supposed to mince no words. Not supposed to spare nobody's feelings. Cry loud, spare not. It's from my people, Jacob, their transgressions. It's never in Isaiah 50:1. There you go. And doctrine showing uncorruptness, gravity, which is seriousness, and sincerity. So honesty. So our doctrine has to be without mixture, and we have to be serious and sincere, honest about it, really believe. Okay, so we have to have seriousness in our doctrine. We got to really believe that what we teaching is the truth, and we got to teach it truthfully according to the scriptures. Okay, that's how we got to be. A pattern of good works in our doctrine gotta be uncorrupt. Can't be without mixture. Can't be diluted. It can't have false teachings in it. And we gotta have gravity, which is seriousness with it, and sincerity. We gotta be sincere, honest with the doctrine, teaching it correctly. Matthew 5:16. Let so your light shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So we gotta show these good works, man. When we among brotherhood, when we among the world. That don't mean no brothers might not slip up and go off. We in the flesh. We all can be tempted. Okay? We gotta let our light shine before men, which is the truth. So we gotta live in the truth. We gotta shine. People gotta see it on us. See us really living it. That they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. See, and that's gonna glorify the Father which is in heaven. Okay? I got the definition of the word pattern here. Even though we already passed it. A pattern is a recognizable, repeatable characteristic arrangement of forms, shapes, behaviors, or events. There you go. Repeating and recognizable. Last scripture. Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. So against such there's no law against any of these things. These things fulfill what the law is seeking. These things fulfill what it was that the law sought to achieve in us. Okay, when you read the scriptures, the law is about love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance, and there's no law against that because those things fulfill what the law was intended to do. Okay, so that's how we gotta live our lives, man. You know, when we among the brotherhood, even when we in the world, we gotta really live this thing for real. Put this on like a real armor, as it says in the book of Ephesians, at the 6th chapter. So with that, I'm gonna close and say, "Oh, praise Yahweh, Bashim Yashah, double lines, positive GMS, all the brother learn something, Shalom."